which Pokemon doesn't have any split evolutions? Is it Snorunt, Clamperl, Scyther, Duskull, or Burmy? Stay tuned for the right answer. We're going over more Pokemon I think should have a second type. Let's jump right into it. I can't believe how I started this series but forgot one of the most obvious choices. The Psyduck line was one of the biggest reasons I wanted to make this series. This Pokemon has many psychic type moves, has Psy in its name, and the Pokedex describes it as having psychic power. I mean, there's just no arguing here. The Gen 6 box art legendary Xerneas and Yveltal are really cool. But something that's always bothered me is how Xerneas doesn't have two types like Yveltal does. Also how Yveltal is only weak to Xerneas. Making Xerneas a fairy and grass type would be perfect. I remember seeing the Pokemon X and Y trailer and Xerneas was always in the forest. Not to mention how it learned a few grass moves, and the Pokedex mentions how it slept for 1,000 years in the form of a tree. It would balance the duo out since Yveltal would be able to hit Xerneas back hard. Grass is weak to flying and dark is weak to fairy. I think it's a good idea, but I think most people would disagree. But you guys cannot argue about this next Pokemon. How is Fomantis is not a grass and bug type? Like, it's a mantis, aka an insect, aka a bug. It also learns tons of bug moves as well. So I really like the Serena line, but it seems so pink and cute and feminine that I can't help but think it should be a grass and fairy type Pokemon. This Pokemon line can learn fairy type moves more than any other type, aside from normal and grass. I think it fits this Pokemon line perfectly. The Pokemon right after Serena in the Pokedex is Comfey. On the flip side, this very Pokemon is so obviously missing the grass type. Like, literally almost 50% of the moves it can learn are grass type moves. I know it's not actually a plant Pokemon, but it rather collects the flowers it carries around. But I still think this Pokemon can be a grass and fairy type. I honestly forget Zeraora exists sometimes. Like, I forget it's a Gen 7 Pokemon, and even then that it's a mythical. I also forget that it's only an electric type. How is this Pokemon not a fighting and electric type? It learns tons of fighting moves and looks like a fighting type Pokemon. Does this Pokemon not look like a Lucario lookalike slash wannabe? I thought this Pokemon was an electric and fighting type the whole time. I guess I was wrong. But what did you think? Which single type Pokemon do you think should have a second type? What did you think about the Pokemon I picked? Let me know in the comments down below. The Pokemon who doesn't have a split evolution is Duskull. This Pokemon line starts with Duskull and ends with Dusknoir. I think it would be so cool for it to get a split evolution. Maybe in Generation 10 we'll get one, who knows. If you got it right, comment down below a ghost emoji. If you want to see more content like this, then hit the subscribe button and drop a like. Check out my other videos and the playlist on screen right now. Thanks for watching. See ya!